This is what I call the Flying Robot Commander. This is an iPad running the Commander. Everything runs inside of a browser. So you can run it on a laptop, you can run it on a touch device. Here's another version of it running on a Android device. So I'm going to show, this is a live demo. So over here we have a HooperFly quad with Lisa. I think that's the Lisa. Yes, it is the Lisa LO, the green one. In the blue over here is a well, that's the L0, and this is a ground station that's talking to us. This over here on the right is a HooperFly with a Lisa MX on it. I'm going to turn on the overhead lights to see if that helps. That'll light things up a little better. So there's some, this is a television here, and this is some silly extension cords. All these are just battery operated. They're over by a window, so they can get GPS coordinates because they're in autonomous mode, so they need a GPS to get into that mode. So they're sitting against the wall. There's just above this television is a window, so that the GPS is on each of these quadcopters can see the sky. So I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but right now the multi-rotors are not spinning. Let me bring back this up. Hold on. So this is the app. It's not an app. It's a browser-based interface for this thing. So what it allows me to do is control the multi-rotors from a device, a handheld device, or any other device. It could be a laptop too. So like I said, this is an Android, and this is an iPad. So you have an iPad and an Android, both running apps. So what I'm going to do now is start the motors, and we'll go ahead and start the motors. So we'll start the motors on one of these, and we'll shut it off on the other one. So I'll start the motors with this one here. If I don't hit that, okay. So that one's now running. And now that one's running. So now both motors are running. And now I'll use this other device to turn them off. So now now I can control flight. So I often have people come up to me and ask me if they can fly the multi-rotors, and since I'm using, it requires a joystick to fly them, it doesn't make it very safe. But now I wrote a web-based interface to interact with the multi-rotors, so now I can actually fly them. So you can see here, turning on the propellers, launching them, running different sequence commands, and then landing them. For this demonstration, since we're inside, it's raining outside, I just wanted to show how it works. So I'll turn that one's motors on right now. So its motors just came on. Now I'll turn that one's motors on. They both have their motors on now, and I can stop their motors. So now this is kind of it's a nice way for people to have multiple surfaces to interact with whatever device they're building here. So I can turn on, if I hit this icon here, it should turn on both of them. So now both are on because I hit that command. In theory, if I hit this one, it should turn both of them off. And it does. Because basically that says any aircraft above here, do this command. So this is running on an iPad, so I'm going to set down the iPad. I'll set it over here so you can see it. All right, so there's an iPad. And now what I'm going to do is use an Android device to control the same multi-rotor. So I'll turn back on, turn one on, hopefully. If that worked. I don't know if I hit the button. And this may be where everything goes south. I don't know. There they go. One's on. See if we can get two on. 2 and 1 are now on. And now they're going off. Go off. So I'm able to use two different devices. There's the iPad down there, and this is an Android device to control the UAVs. So now you could actually have 2 people using these. You could have multiple people using them. You can divide up workload between people. You can do all kinds of stuff. And the cool thing is it's browser base, so you don't have to write a bunch of specific code or run to an app store to get the code. It's all open source, and it's all delivered through a browser. So as you can see, the server's running on that guy because you need something to manage communication, and these guys talk to there, and then there's a message bus that these things see the messages on. So it's a pretty nice architecture. Here, let me bring this back up. So that's a ground control station, and these are the little controllers. So, and these are virtual, so you can bind these buttons to all kinds of behaviors. You can see here there's a launch sequence, a flight sequence, and a land sequence. So you could take all of your keys and turn them into to whatever you want them to do. So you can bind the buttons however you see fit. Anyway, get that off there. Okay, there it goes. Like I said, it's all inside of a browser. So once again, this is an Android device running it's a I don't know, server side application, I guess. And then this is, hold on. This is running on an iPad. So there it is, running on an iPad. So whatever, you could use another laptop if you wanted. Here, I want to flip this around. Hold on. So there's that. You could flip it around. I mean, you can run anything that runs a browser. You can run this on. Actually, you know, it's actually running there, and this is just displaying it. Start the motors. 1. Start motor 2. Stop motors on 1. Stop motors on 2. And then these are all flight sequences, but I don't want to fly it in the house because it's not very it's not going to be very interesting, actually. So anyway, there you have it. This is the Flying Robot Commander, and you can use it with Paparazzi UAV. These are 2 HooperFly teensy flies, and that's it. So this is what I did over the last week on the holiday break. Wrote some software to interface to these things, so when I'm out in the field and people want to fly it, I can hand them this, and then they can go fly. So anyway, thanks for watching. HooperFly Flying Robot Commander application running on, happens to be a whatever it is, Apple, what do you call them, iPad, and down there is a Galaxy Tab 4, and if I brought it up, I could bring it up on a laptop over there. There's a laptop over there, but anyway, it makes it really easy to do distribution of workload depending on what you're trying to do with your UAVs. So you can imagine you could use this for lighting sequencing, or you could use it for command sequencing. Anyway, thanks for watching. See you next time. So long.